Hey guys, I'm gonna build a rail system to my cavern over there, the cavernous space over there, through here, and on the other side of this mountain is the biodome. So we're gonna cut a rail system all the way through here. Again, I'm gonna look for the low points and get some perspective on how deep I need to be, because I would like to make this rail system as straight as possible, the usual kind of stuff. So I'm gonna lay some stone out, some torches out, and we'll pick this back up in just a little bit. Alright, the biodome's here, and where we're headed is on the other side of that mountain there. This torch represents the wall and the glass, right there. So what we're going to do is, the line we're going to run is 10 squares over this way. We're going to run this line here all the way through and then make the turn for the approach into the cavernous space. So 10 in from the wall. And laying this out, checking the elevation. There's a torch over here. This torch here represents the ground floor on the tunnel that's on the inside of the biodome. So this isn't going to be deep enough, so I'm going to have to cut it down another 10 to make sure I clear this area here. I'm actually going through here, but depth-wise, it's not going to be deep enough, so I'm going to cut it a little deeper. I'll show you exactly what I mean when I get back there. And again, the line is going to run through here, and again, the base is over there, and along this line, keeping it as straight as possible. And then before I get to the sand, I'm going to make my turn. So I'm going to turn through here, and then over in this way, and then I'll stop over in this general area. And then after I cut the mid-tunnel, which is what I like to do first, cut the mid-tunnels first, and then worry about connecting the booster to the mid-tunnel. I find it easier that way. So again, run along this line here, and then we'll stop somewhere in this general area here, and then make another turn into the base. Okay, back over at the biodome again, and the wall that I was talking about, and the 10 blocks over, to show you some perspective what I was talking about. I started digging a tunnel through inside this dome here. Found a really massive cavern system. Over here, this is the wall that I was talking about here. And I dug this tunnel system because I heard some monsters down here. What I was talking about on the 10 blocks in was this one here. And that torch that was out in the middle of the field, this was the level that I was talking about. So this is going to have to go down probably about 8 to 10 blocks so I can clear that area. I haven't quite decided exactly what I want to do. This is plenty of room for the booster. And I'm going to stick with boosters. I know they've added powered rails in the game, but I want to talk about my booster in relation to those powered rails, the benefits of strictly going powered rails or using a booster instead of pure powered rails. So what I'll probably do is cut this out at this level and then dive down 10 blocks immediately out of the booster so I can clear that low point out there. But I wanted to show what I was talking about with regards to where I was going to start this booster at down in here. This is the cavern system. I'm not going to quite go into that in this video. Cavern system's down in there. So. Alright, starting a new day. What I found in this dome, by the way, and it's not really related to this video, but I just want to touch about this real quick. This area is so big that it's hard to keep all of it lit for monsters. And I put this in here just for building purposes. I don't like to use beds. I like to keep it real. But when it comes to building stuff, I don't want to sit around for 10-15 minutes. Just jump into bed real quick and just get the day over with so I can go on to building. But if it wasn't for building, if I was just gathering stone or whatever, I really don't like to use beds. Well, again, I like to keep it real. So what I did was glass this off because every time I jump into the bed, I get jumped by a skeleton, which is kind of annoying. So one other thing I want to talk about is, and I'm just going to do mid-tunnels in this video. I'll cut the boosters in at both ends in another video, but just talk about mid-tunnels here. Okay, coming out of the base, I'm not going to have any turns out of the booster room. I'm going to pick up right along this line, and it'll be a straight shot over to that sandbar area. But when it comes to turns, I talked about this in another video, I just want to touch on it again, that I like to put columns of stone down, and that way when I'm underground and I'm cutting in straight lines, I know when I run into a column of stone, that's when I need to make my turn. And that way I don't have to keep poking my head up through the ground, getting some perspective on where I'm at. So just to illustrate that here real quick, since this is all going to be a straight shot, no turns through here, this is my first turn. What I like to do is just build cobblestone, not clear stone like that. Cobblestone down to the depth. Oh, that's really annoying. Alright, so down to my depth, my tunnel's going to be going through here. So that way, when I run into cobblestone, I know that's when I need to make my turn. First rule of Minecraft, don't dig straight down. Okay, so now fill this up with cobblestone, and that way when I run into cobblestone I know I need to make my turn. And it's going to be a left turn through here, and it makes it easier that way. That way I can just worry about cutting. I've got my elevation set. I know I can just cut like a little maniac until I run into cobblestone, and once I do, I make my left turn. So that's it just for immediate tunnels, or I'm sorry, intermediate tunnels, or mid-tunnels, I guess I should say, mid-tunnels. Tunnels connecting the two boosters together. So I also want to talk about boosters, my booster and the boosted rail systems, and I guess I'm going to have to do that in another video. I want to cut this one kind of short. But that's cutting mid-tunnels. As you can see, I like to use a lot of torches to lay stuff out, do a lot of planning, a little preparation, so I don't waste a lot of time, so I keep my tunnels as straight as possible. So that's mid-tunnels for now. We'll cut the other boosters later. So anyway, take care, guys.